Hi guys, before we get into the video, did you manage to check out the link for your pop-out poster? I received my poster and it's a must-have if you're an Arsenal fan, and it's available all around the world. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at the Arsenal player ratings versus Tottenham Hotspur as Kieran Cerny and Emile Smith-Rowe step up. So we're going to look at how the Gunners got on individually in the North London derby against Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates Stadium. So first of all, we have Bernd Leno, and he was hardly tested but still conceded as a result of Lamela's Rabona, which was just out of his reach. He could do nothing about that though. So for his performance today, I think it's fair to say that with nothing much being done about the goal, he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Cedric Soares, and Mikel Arteta has said he is the best fullback Arsenal have in the final third, and while Kieran Cerny might have something to say about that, Cedric certainly showed his worth to the Gunners. He hit the post and was a good threat. A few soft fouls though that he perhaps could have avoided, and I thought Cedric was really one of the top performers in the game, and for that reason he deserves a 7. Next up, we got David Luiz. He was calm and composed in his 5th consecutive starts at the back and looked to dribble the ball out of defence often. He led well at the back and kept his concentration brilliantly as Spurs looked to threaten towards the end of the game, and I was surprised that it was David Luiz that was concentrated, but for his performance he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Gabrielle Magalias. He was not as quite as imperious as in Athens on Thursday night, and had a few moments where he looked to be panicked on the rare occasions that Spurs actually decided to press. He made a match-saving block right at the end of the game, which made up for that though, and for that reason it's fair to say he deserves a 7. Next up, we got Kieran Cerny. He had an absolutely sublime assist for Martin Erdegard's equaliser. It was the best example of just how easy Kieran Cerny found it to get beyond Matt Doherty. He was offensively sensational and defensively solid. You'd be hard pressed to find a better left back in the Premier League in my opinion, and that is Kieran Cerny, the best in my opinion, and he deserves an 8 for his performance. Next up, we got Thomas Parsi. He had several wayward shots from distance from the Ghanaian, but it's safe to say he won the midfield battle against Tanguy Ndombele. He was quick in possession and strong in the tackle. A solid display for Thomas Parsi, and he did make some errors here and there, but he deserves a 6 for his performance. Next up, we got Garnet Shaka. A solid enough display from the Swiss international, whose role in allowing Kieran Cerny to get forward like he does cannot be underestimated. He made a few unnecessary fouls which put his team under the cosh late on though, and if he could get rid of those errors, in my opinion, he could become much more better, but for his performance today he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Bukayo Saka, and he had a relatively quiet 45 minutes before being taken off at half time. He was subject to some harsh treatment from opposition players yet again, and the hope will be that he's got no big injury problems as a result, and I was worried because he was subbed off early from the first 45 minutes for nicolas pepe, and for his performance he deserves a 6. Next up, we got Martin Erdegard. Another crucial goal for the Norwegian, who wasn't actually having the best of games before his strike on the stroke of half time. He linked nicely with Emile Smith-Rowe, though drifted to the right to ensure that nicolas pepe was not isolated in the second half, and I thought he got a crucial goal in my opinion, and for his performance he deserves a 7. Next up, we got Emile Smith-Rowe. Before the match, there were some questions as to whether Smith-Rowe would be able to be as effective on the left. Within 15 minutes, he had answered them, drifting inside before smacking a shot against the bar. The 20-year-old was sensational on his return from injury in his first senior North London derby, and I think he was going to be a huge player in the future as well, and for his performance he deserves a 9. Next up, we got Alexandre Lacazette. He had missed several good chances after being brought in at the last minute to replace Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but all will be forgiven after his confident penalty. Not the best game from the Frenchman, but he steps up when it counted, and I think he needs to start being more clinical when it comes to being in front of the goal, but for his performance he deserves a 7. Next up, we got Nicolas Pepe. The Ivorian's pass to Lacazette in the build-up to the penalty incident will not go down as an assist, but in reality it was a game-winning moment. He is starting to do that consistently now and deserves to be starting more often as a result, and I think we are starting to see signs of Nicolas Pepe reaching the top of his abilities, and for his performance he deserves an 8. Next up, we got Willian, and he did little after coming on, but in fairness, the game was about defending the lead by that point, and I think he really did that well. He was doubling up with Kieran Cerny, and for that reason it's fair to say he deserves a 6. And finally, we have Mohamed El Neni, but he came on too late to influence the game, so he doesn't receive a rating from me. And finally, we have Mikel Arteta, and I think he deserves an 8 for his performance today, because he made the decision to not play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for his discipline, and he put on Alexandre Lacazette, which led to a goal. Also, he made the decision to play Emile Smith-Rowe in the left wing role instead of the likes of Nicolas Pepe, instead of the likes of Willian, and you saw what Emile Smith-Rowe done today, and if not, he was probably the best performer in that match. And then he made other decisions such as sticking with Gabrielle Magalias instead of Pablo Mari, and Gabrielle Magalias made that game-saving shot from Lucas Moura, which saved Arsenal the match in my opinion. And he made decisions from his substitutes. Nicolas Pepe came on from the half and he looked amazing. So I think for Mikel Arteta, he is really good today. He got one over Jose Mourinho, and hopefully he will start to lead this team to more and more success. Hopefully in the Europa League, first we got Olympiacos, and hopefully higher up into the table and more consistency in the play. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching the video. Remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.